Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. So you guys saw on Thursday that I posted a flea market finds video. And even though I didn't find tons of stuff, I did find two pretty decent shaped cool pieces that we can make even better and turn into something really beautiful. If you guys haven't checked out the flea market finds video, I'll leave it linked down below so that you guys can. And let's get started on these projects. So for the first flea market flip, we are gonna work on this metal rim thing and turn it into a really cool piece of wall art. I'm thinking I'm gonna be weaving some yarn on it in kind of an interesting way on both levels. So this back level and the front level. Instead of going out and buying new yarn, I've got a whole big thing of yarn. So to make it really colorful and interesting, I think I'm definitely gonna use turmeric yellow, charcoal, rose granite, and we'll just like weave it in a really interesting pattern. But the first thing that we need to do, sand this down and spray paint it so that we just get all of the old rust off. So I'm gonna be spray painting it with this Rust-Oleum satin dark walnut paint that I also already had from a different project. So I'm gonna take this outside, sand it off and spray paint it, and we're gonna let it dry. So I'm pretty sure that I decided that I want the larger hoop side in the front. So my plan is to use all of these great yarns and create kind of a diagonal crisscross pattern connecting from the outside loop across and down to the inside loop. So I'm gonna start in the center with the golden turmeric and then work my way out. I love this color and this yarn. I actually found at Goodwill like a pack of them of 4, and I was hoping to have a really good project for them. So I'm excited to be using them in this wall hanging. So in traditional macrame, we always attach yarn to a pole or a ring like this with what's called a lark's head knot. And essentially what that is you fold your yarn in half to create a loop at the end. And I take the loop and go over your pole or ring like this one. And then these two strands are gonna go in between that loop and get tightened up at the top, and that creates a lark's head knot, and that's how we're gonna attach all these pieces. So I'm gonna cut enough pieces to fill this whole entire area with our first color. Okay, so I got all of the golden turmeric in the center. Next to it, I'm gonna do this rose granite color on each side. And then next to that, we're gonna put the charcoal. So I'm gonna get all of these put onto this top row before we start attaching to the bottom. Okay, so we got all of our yarn there, and this is about 150 strands of yarn, and then it's doubled. So we're working with a lot of yarn to make it look really full. So now it's time to attach it to this bottom row on the inside. So I'm gonna be working with the outside charcoal color first. So I want this one to cross over and attach here, and then I want this one to cross over and attach here across. And to do that, we're just gonna take each strand individually, take it down to the part that we want to loop it around, go over, under, and create a backwards 4. Go over, under, and through. We're gonna do that once more. So we're gonna do that with every strand. The great thing about this project is even though this is a flea market flip, it also could be done on any kind of circular piece of metal. So if you wanted to go to your local craft store like Joann's or Michael's and pick up a round circle, you totally could recreate this. Okay, so the charcoal is all attached here at the bottom, and then once you get to the bottom, we can just cut all of these off unless you want to design where you have a lot of fringe. Next, we're gonna take the pink color and do the same crisscross, but on the next rung over. We're gonna take this side first here, and then lap this one over and go to the other one. This one I'm tying 2 strands together because they're a little skinnier than the charcoal color. Also gonna make it go by twice as fast. So now the pink row is in. I actually wanted them a little bit more spread apart here, so I split each section into 2 of these in. The next and final step is adding in our color, and I'm thinking that I'm actually gonna do this around the higher edge here, just to give it a little more dimension and make it a little more spread apart. So I'm gonna split this section in half and spread it apart just a little bit. So I'm actually gonna start at the same point that our pink started at. In our next flip, we are going to be flipping this rug into more of an updated version. I mean, obviously this is kind of a pretty rug. It's pretty natural and could go somewhere, but it's also kind of boring. So we're gonna be making it really fun. My mission at the Rose Bowl was to find kind of a Persian style rug, something with a lot of pattern or patchwork that was in a good price, but they were a little on the high side. So I think I have a good plan for it with dyeing it, and instead of going a traditional route and just buying RIT dye from the fabric store and dyeing it with a chemical, we are going to be naturally dyeing it, which I'm really excited about, which I'm glad I found something in a natural fiber. So if you guys want to update a rug that you already have that's looking a little dingy and you want to bring new life to it, this is a great method to do for a natural fibered rug. So I'm going to make this like yellowy orangey color. So I'm going to be using turmeric, but depending on what color you want to make your rug, if you wanted to do like a reddish pink, you could use beets or pomegranates or blueberries. If you wanted like a green, you could go with more leafy greens like spinach or parsley or even artichoke. Or if you don't want something so vibrant and you want to stick to kind of like the more natural neutral tones, you could do like tea or coffee or I think even acorns. If you're going to be upcycling your rug and turning it into something beautiful, here are the supplies that you're going to need to do that. White vinegar if you're going to be using a vegetable-based dye, salt if you're going to be using a fruit-based dye. I'm going to be using turmeric. So I picked up 2 containers of ground turmeric, large pots and water, and then a tub for mixing all of it together and letting your rug dye. So the first thing that we need to do is wash our rug in the washing machine. Not drying, just washing, and for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to clean it, so we're going to make sure that it's starting off really clean. And then second, it's going to wet it because we need to start this process with wet fabric. Okay, so while the rug is washing in the washing machine, we are going to start kind of making our dye recipe concoction. So I don't have a huge gumbo pot, or I don't know what else, the soup pot, like the big ones. So I'm gonna use 3 large size pots because we're gonna be making 3 gallons of the turmeric dye. So I'm gonna put a gallon of water into this pot. We are using turmeric, so we need a vegetable type mordant, and so we're going to be using vinegar. I like to call this an assistant. It assists the dye to really make sure that the fabric is like really absorbing everything that it can. For each pot or each gallon of water, we're gonna need a cup of vinegar per gallon of water. And then we're gonna do half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of turmeric. I want this to be overly dyed and really intense, so I'm gonna err on the side as more. Basically, I'm gonna use all that I bought. This color is already really pretty. So I'm hoping that our rug turns out like this. The plan is to bring all 3 pots to a boil and then let it cool down all in the tub together with the rug. Okay, so now we're gonna let this cool down. If I was using more like red onion skins or something that wasn't ground up like this turmeric was, I would wait until these cool down and then strain it. So if you're going to be using some kind of vegetable or fruit that's not going to completely break down like that, like a root, then you'll just want to strain that out before putting it in your tub to let your rug dye. Just going to squish it all down in there. We're gonna leave this overnight and I will see you guys in the morning. Okay, so we have let it sit overnight. It's the next day. It's been in here since 5 o'clock yesterday, so it's 19 hours. I think that's enough time. I think that's a lot of time. But look at the color. Wow. I mean, let's hope that a lot of it stays. I actually really like that the yellow is bringing out all of the texture in the rug itself. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna leave it alone after it's dyed, depending on how much of the yellow actually stays in. So even through the gloves yesterday, it dyed my fingers. So we're double gloving my hands this time. So next step is to rinse it all out. So we're gonna rinse it in the sink with cool water. Oh my God, 3 gallons. Such a pretty color. Kind of wanted to dye other stuff. I should have dyed some more stuff. And the idea is to rinse it until the water's running through it and it's clear before you hang it to dry. So now let's take it outside. My goal is to hang it in the sun to dry because that's why it's gonna dry the best instead of laying it flat. So we need to find a good place. So we think the best way is it's got a lot of sunlight right here. So we're gonna hang it over our iron gate right here on a towel to dry. It's so pretty. I feel like I could see this sold in Urban Outfitters like right now. So now we wait for it to dry in the sun.
What are you saying? Not the time or the place, baby, it's not right. It's not right, no. Going insane. Got a problem to fix, can we face it tonight? Face it tonight, oh. No way, though. Maybe I can't let go. Maybe I thought you'd take my side, my side.
Hope you guys enjoyed these flea market flips, and Romeo and I are really excited to kind of explore different flea markets, especially in the LA area, because they kind of happen on different weekends than the Rose Bowl flea market does, and see what we can find. And if you guys are loving these kind of thrift flips and flea market flips, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Comment below which one was your favorite, and if you guys are not already subscribed to our DIY family, definitely hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye guys! Why? I think you like DIYing. Oh!